So, Ragiroth do.
Ragiroth Enterprises.
I think I'm gonna see what's on TV. Oh. Well, this is pretty meta. Welcome to my channel, Ragiroth Enterprises. My name's Rich. So first of all, I wanted to say, I hope you all had a great holiday, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, you know, all that good stuff. So I wanted to do another top 10 video. This one's a little different, since it's just something I want for a particular game. Well, 2017 is coming to an end, and most of us can agree that it was a pretty awesome year for video games. So I think it's time to look towards the future. And, you know, this is what I'm personally looking forward to. Honestly, looking at things I want to get, actually wasn't that much. I barely made a top 10 list with a couple honorable mentions, which is surprising. Usually there's a lot more I want. I mean, obviously, you know, things could change. Things might get announced early in the year for later in the year, at E3 for later in the year. Or maybe there's just things that I don't really know that much about, that when I see them more, I'll be like, oh, I want to get that. But you know, as of now, this is just how I feel and what I'm looking forward to. You know, again, it could change, but this is just my opinion. There's probably gonna be a lot of games people are looking forward to that aren't on this list. But anyway, let's get started. I already got my list out. So, number 10, Attack on Titan 2. First Attack on Titan game, well, the one for the PS4 and PS3, the one that Koei Tecmo made, it was good. I think it was probably the best Attack on Titan game so far. I mean, you know, it wasn't anything amazing. And I think, well, one of the things that was definitely unique from those like Dynasty Warriors style games, but the thing that kind of sucked is just because of the nature of Attack on Titan, everyone kind of played sort of the same. Unlike, you know, most Dynasty Warrior games like Fire Emblem, Gundam, or Dynasty Warriors themselves, each character, you know, has different flair to them, different movesets and all that. It was kind of the same for everybody, with some little exceptions, like, you know, Eren being able to turn into a Titan, for instance. But I think another thing that might help the sequel is it's focusing on Season 2, and I feel like all the Attack on Titan games, they focus primarily on Season 1, so at least there'll be some refreshing story stuff and all that. You know, they're adding a lot more characters, just more side characters. You know, there's more characters that may be only prevalent in Season 2 or just more prevalent in Season 2. I really hope you can play as like the Armored Titan, please. So looking forward to that. You know, obviously it's low on the list, but still. Number 9, SpiderMan. I think it's just called SpiderMan. I don't think it has a subtitle. How long has that been? But anyway, you know, it's a new Spider-Man game being made by Insomniac. It's like, I think one of the first Spider-Man games to be made by a big name company. Insomniac has made like Ratchet and Clank and like Spyro, and I feel like there's something else I'm missing that I can't think of off the top of my head. This would probably be higher up, but just that, like, I mean, I like Spider-Man, but he's one of the only few Marvel heroes that gets consistent games. Like, I kind of like them to focus on some other heroes, you know, especially with how big Marvel has gotten lately. And it's like, while I do like him, I kind of like other versions of him more. It's one reason I really like Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. And I feel like it's just back to, you know, typical plain Spider-Man again. And, you know, I kind of like his villains more too, like Venom, Carnage, all them. And, you know, I don't know, maybe we'll get one of the playable DLC and like, well, no, probably not. I think maybe Miles Morales Spider-Man might be in the game, might be playable. I know Miles is at least in the game. I mean, that's okay. You know, not the most amazing thing for me, but, you know, it's looking pretty promising. I think this might be like the Batman Arkham Asylum to Spider-Man, maybe. I'm gonna get it, just not one I'm looking crazy forward to. Alright, number 8, Naruto Shinobi Strikers. Well, I don't think I've talked about Naruto at all on my channel. It's been one of my favorite animes. I think I've just kind of been out of it just because it's like the series ended and I just haven't really got that into Boruto yet. Shinobi Strikers, one of the main thing that got me excited for it is the created character feature. I think Naruto is one of the series that was probably the next after DBZ that really need to create a character. And I actually think it might be even better for Naruto, to be honest, with all the villages and different jutsus and different Ijutsus, whatever. My main concern for it, and I think the reason it's not higher up, is because they're kind of not saying much about single player stuff, and it seems like it's common trend now for like arena fighter games like these to be so heavily online focused. And if you see stuff on my channel like marking arts, you know that it's not really our thing, aside from playing online very casually. It doesn't help. I think some people have kind of compared this to kind of the Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z for Naruto games, and I don't hate Battle of Z, but it's definitely not my favorite DBZ game. Though then again, that didn't have a creative character. Though then again, Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi was the first game to have created a character of DBZ, and yeah, but I don't know. It's looking cool. I guess I'm a little concerned about the roster too. If I at least get like Hidan and maybe like Madara, I'm okay. So anyway, moving on to number 7. Oh, okay. I sort of feel like I should have put this one higher, but number 7 is Code Vein. Now, if you saw my video back in like October, I actually got to play Code Vein a little bit at New York Comic Con, and I thought it was really cool. It's a Dark Souls style game, both kind of an anime aesthetic. It looks like God Eater. I think it's made by the same people that made God Eater. It looks really cool. I mean, like I said, I think I just didn't put it up here because I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. I don't know when it's coming out this year, but they keep saying 2018. It looks really fun and really cool. I like Dark Souls and all of them, but you know me, I'm more in like that like dark anime aesthetic. And I like God Eater, but I guess I kind of like the more Dark Souls kind of gameplay a bit more, so I think that's actually really good for me. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't put it higher on the list, but 7's not a totally unreasonable number for it. Looking forward to that. Alright, so number 6. Okay. The City of Final Fantasy NT. Now I've talked about this game on my channel multiple times, with all the trailers for the characters, and I really want to put it higher, but I can't, because just for like what I was talking about Naruto Shinobi Strikers, it looks like it's very, very online focused heavy, very esports heavy. They just changed a lot from the first 2 games, and I love the PSP games. They were probably my favorite PSP games, and they kind of solidified my interest in Final Fantasy. And I understand they're going for a different kind of fighting game with the whole 3 versus 3 thing. But, and I know it has to change some things, but it's just there's just a lot of stupid things I just wish they didn't have to change. And it's just so stupid that it was finally on an actual console, that you wouldn't think other people would need to have the console to play with you locally. But of course, there's no local multiplayer, of course, But I think if it just had more single player content, it could have been, it might have been number 2, maybe even 1 on my list. But it just all the things they've changed, and just this stupid online esports BS that Square Enix just had to buy into. It just brought it down a lot for me. Still getting it day one, of course. I'm still definitely going to probably enjoy it, but just not as much as I could have. A lot of wasted potential there. And we waited a while for it. It was announced maybe 2015 for arcades. It's come on, they can add a little bit more of the time. But I think I might actually do a video talking about FighterZ and Dissidia, because they come out so close to each other. They're both fighting games. And I've talked a lot about it on my channel, so I'm going to do a video comparing them, maybe once they're out or once they're really close to being out. But that's just that. I'm still excited for it. I'd just be more excited for it if it was just a more complete package, I guess. Alright, so number 5. I kind of was iffy about putting this one so high. But this is just this is how I feel about it right now. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. This is actually, I talked about it a little bit on my channel, but not that much. I've been meaning to do another video about it. I think every time they do announcements for it, it just kind of catches me off guard, and I'm doing something else. And some announcements have been really awesome, some have just been eh. But I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's a really cool crossover idea that I think caught us all by surprise. Maybe I'm just kind of concerned about the roster a little bit, only because I think they said it might not be even. So for all we know, the only Ruby characters might be Team Ruby, and I like all 4 of them, but that would kind of suck if they were the only 4 characters from Ruby in the game. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna know much else on that. I think it's gonna be like a late 2018 release. Hell, maybe even 2019 for America. I don't know about that. Maybe. All right. So number 4. Oh, okay. Kingdom Hearts 3. I never thought I'd see the day, to quote Cloud Strife himself, that this game would be, coming out. I mean, I guess if Final Fantasy 15 came out, why not Kingdom Hearts 3? But, I love Kingdom Hearts. It's one of my favorite video game series ever. Admittedly, I'm not in love with the idea of, because I don't hate Sora, but after having all these side games where you play as these other characters, I kind of like all those characters more. I think most of them more, so it kind of sucks just going back to Sora. I mean, I think they maybe tease they're going to be a playable character, but it's like, I don't know who it is and we don't know what capacity. So I think that kind of does bring down my excitement for it a good bit, but still, it is fucking Kingdom Hearts 3. It looks great, and it's finally coming out, so it had to be at least high. I don't think I felt right, at least not having it being like the top 5 on this list. Now, we don't know if it's actually going to come out 2018 for sure. It could get delayed again, but they said 2018. Let's see what happens. Okay, so number 3. No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Back. I did do a video on this when they first announced the trailer. I did a reaction video. Haven't really heard much about it since. No More Heroes was one of my favorite Wii games. I like a lot of Suda51's games. They're just really cool, neat games. I'm sorry, I kind of feel weird about putting this higher than Kingdom Hearts 3, but I guess because I at least knew Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to happen at some point. No More Heroes, we didn't know if we'd ever get another one, and Travis is just freaking awesome. The only thing I'm kind of iffy about is I think we might have said most of the levels will be like inspired from other video games, and I guess that's okay. I just hope they still have like original No More Heroes stuff in it. I don't know if it's an actual like sequel. That's the thing. I don't know. Why is it not just called No More Heroes 3? I don't know if they said there will be actual like crossovers in it. If it's going to be a bunch of indie games. It doesn't help. I'm not really attached to that many indie games, with the exception of maybe like Shovel Knight. But I'm sure it'll still be a fun game regardless. I'm really looking forward to them giving us more information on that. And they did say 2018. It's probably going to be late 2018, I think. And I don't know. It might be 2019, but they said 2018, so that's where I'm sticking at. Okay, so number 2, Soul Calibur 6. This is a very recent one. Glad I waited to do this video because if I did it too soon, I wouldn't put this game on here. Yeah, I was pretty excited that Soul Calibur 6 was announced. Like I mentioned in the 2 top 10, videos about it. Yes, we sort of saw it coming because of all the rumors. Still nice to see it just happening. Soul Calibur is one of my favorite fighting games, and while I didn't hate 5 and 4, they weren't quite as epic as like 3 and 2 were. I hope maybe they at least kind of capture some of that epicness. I mean, they kind of already did with the look of it, at least. They have that down. My main kind of concern is just the roster, especially if it's really only 20 characters, like I talked about, and the single-player content. Yeah, I'd like to say, they waited long to kind of get back in the swing of, like, kind of maybe Soul Calibur 3 or at least 4's level of single-player content. But I don't know. I mean, I'm still iffy about it. I'm just worried it's just going to be just another story mode like, Soul Calibur 5 and Tekken 7, or just some cinematic thing we can play as only like a couple characters and that's it. And then, everything else is just like me. I hope that's not the case. I hope that, they took their time with this. I hope it's coming out late 2018. They just take as much time as they can. Just put as much stuff in there as they can. Just, like, Soul Calibur has kind of appealed to people, a lot of people, just because of all the stuff you can do in it. and just appeal to those people. Just screw all the esports competitive people. I mean, don't totally screw them, but just come on. Like, there's got to be a nice middle ground, you know, for Soul Calibur. It's like, come on, like Street Fighter, okay, I get it. But come on, Soul Calibur, like, come on. But I am still really excited for it. I'm sure I'm gonna like it regardless. But you know, they gotta work with me a little bit here. I can at least get Zasamel back in the game. Like, come on. All right, so now time for the honorable mentions. Okay, let me see. Okay, Under Night in Birth, EXT late ST. I think I'm saying that right. You know, I mean, I like Under Night. It's not, you know, my favorite fighting game, but it's cool. I'll get the new one coming out. Ooh, you're gonna hate me for putting this one as an honorable mention, not on this list. Last of Us 2. I like Last of Us. I just don't have quite this strong feeling some people have for it. Sorry. And Fire Emblem for the Switch. This would actually have been higher on the list. However, we just know so little about it. And also the fact that I personally think the 2018 release is for Japan, and Fire Emblem usually takes a little bit of time, at least the main games, to come out in America. So I think, you know, with less knowing like so little about it, I feel like it's probably not gonna be like till late 2018 release for Japan, and then we won't get it till 2019. But maybe I'm wrong, and if that's the case, it would have been higher on the list. And Fist of the North Star Yakuza game. I forget the actual title for it. But I really if that comes to America, I just think that if that's coming to America, that also might not be till 2019, hence it being an honorable mention. Because I know I never really played the Yakuza games, but I know they take a while to get to America, so I'm just expecting it to be like 2019. Okay, so for my number one pick, you know the drill. Drum roll, please. Dragon Ball FighterZ. Did anyone not see this coming? A lot of the videos on this channel have been about Dragon Ball FighterZ. I've basically been saying almost nothing but good things about the game. And yeah, I feel like it's kind of cheating because it's so close and we know so much about it that, of course, I'm probably a little more hyped for it. But, like, I mean, hey, the city is pretty close too, and that's, like, not even top 5. Because it's like, first of all, I love Arceus games. I love Dragon Ball. It just looks freaking awesome. You know, it's the first like traditional console style 2D fighter Dragon Ball Z game we've had in a long time, at least. And you know, while I like Super DBZ, this looks so much better. You know, the roster, you know, yay. Obviously, we're not getting like Xenoverse 2 level stuff here for first time roster. It ain't bad, and we technically aren't even done, I think. I mean, we just got Goku Black hit, and while he was kind of obvious, Beerus. It's like, can't complain with that. That's definitely a good way to start the game series. And it just looks like, unlike another fighting game coming out that month, that actually has a good amount of single player and multiplayer stuff. It just seems like it has something for everyone, and while still appealing to the whole competitive esports thing. Hell, that whole crowd is really looking forward to this game. Okay, yeah, it might not be like, you know, Xenoverse level of single player stuff, but definitely more than some fighting games. And maybe if that game succeeds with both audiences, maybe it'll get through some of their thick heads that people want, you know, content and, you know, a little bit of both. I think that's it for now. You know, again, this could change, just my opinion. Don't take it personally, just what I'm personally looking forward to right now of what we know. I would have loved to put Bayonetta 3 on here, but I think they didn't even say that's coming out in 2018. I think that's not going to be until 2019, honestly. And I know when they announced Bayonetta 2, the first time, it was still ways off. Let me know what games you guys are looking forward to. You're looking forward to some of these games on the list. You're looking forward to those others. You're going to, you know, kill me for not putting like Red Dead Redemption 2 or like God of War 4 on here. Okay, you know, let me know in the comments below. It's fine. You know, like the video, dislike it or dislike it. It's a free country. Don't forget to check out marketing in the description below. And as I always say, another time, another place. Keep being awesome. Oh, and Happy New Year, by the way.